Welcome back to part 2 of the Garden Report, powered by
ZipRecruiter.
Nice zippity right there.
Zippity doodah.
ZipRecruiter.com/sportsfan, one word. Obviously, it's a URL. And
Use
you
it.
will
Hire people, fire people, use it again, hire more people.
So keep hiring people by posting your job using ZipRecruiter. You will post it to over 200 job boards using all the social medias available to you. You will use social media that I didn't even know existed. Do you like Tinder? It'll use every type of Tinder imaginable.
Friendster still a thing?
Friendster's probably still a thing. It'll use MySpace, Facebook. It'll use LinkedIn. It'll use Monster. Indeed,
Snapface.
every single place, especially Snapface, where Bill Belichick hires all of his coaches. Now let's talk about a guy that got hired today by the NBA to play for Brad Stevens on the Eastern Conference All-Star team, and that is Carmelo Anthony.
Okay.
Now, obviously,
Drama.
Carmelo Anthony does not make a lot of sense as an All-Star pick if you're doing it on the merit of deserving to be an All-Star, because his team is in complete turmoil because they're desperately trying to work it out so that they can trade him because he isn't playing well and he doesn't fit for that team. Not really my definition of an All-Star. Now, the concern was, do you have to pick a big because he's replacing Kevin Love? So I feel like Kristaps Porzingis would have made a lot more sense if they were picking a big and it had to be a guy from New York.
Okay, so you're off the guard. You're off the guard train, which I'm happy about because as
Bradley Beal.
As smart as Brad
Bradley
Stevens
Beal.
is as a coach, I don't think he can start a team of 6'2" guys and under and go against, Anthony Davis, DeMarcus Cousins, and whoever else it might be in the West. So it's Melo.
Oh! I was going to come Marcus Smart and steal the mic out of your
We
hand.
have the man bun insider right here, and I just got to say, the article that Forsberg wrote today, or was it yesterday?
Yeah, whatever.
Whenever it was, I read it today. That's all that matters.
All right. Thanks for being on top.
I'm not an analytics guy, but I am when it comes to Kelly Olynyk's hair. And I have to say, when his hair's in a bun, the numbers are startling. The difference is startling. If I ever see Kelly Olynyk with his hair touching his shoulders again, I'm going to go nuts. I mean, I don't want to ever see the guy without a man bun for the rest of my life.
What's funny is, like, I wrote that article, and they were playing Dallas that night. And I started getting texts from people in Dallas. Like, the radio announcer was like, he's warming up in a headband. Like, they have a chance tonight. I'm like, no, man. He's bait and switching you. He's like, he wants you to think he's coming out. And then he comes out, and his new thing is he comes out pregame, and it's like wet or soaked.
Oh, yeah.
And
It's
then
like
he throws it
he's
up
keeping everybody guessing.
Right. Like, you got to keep people guessing.
Because if he comes out, if they think he's going no man bun, they're not even going to put him on.
Exactly.
They're not even going to put him on the scouting report. He's not even on the scouting report. And if he comes out man bun, or if he switches at halftime, that would be bananas. If he did that, all of a sudden you've got Michael Jordan reincarnation. do you know the point differential off the top of your head? I know.
Yeah, I think it was like 10.5 points with the bun, and 5.1 without it, which isn't like, I mean, still it's double.
It's double, and the plus minus was startling.
Exactly, plus 76, minus 53, something like that.
Yeah, that's
to me the efficiency thing is the crazy part. Is like he shoots 50% with the bun, 30% without it.
These are real numbers, folks.
I will say. He was great about it because I actually wrote it down like in crayon. Like it looked like my kid wrote it out. And I was like, hey, Kelly, can I show you these numbers? And he's like, really? And he hasn't gone to headband since then. So
as he shouldn't.
But he eventually is going to hit a funk, and he's going to have to switch it up.
Right.
But
okay.
Maybe he'll bust something new out, and maybe I'll have to create a new column. Like, these guys are all, like, making me work. Like, Brad going with a bow tie has thrown my neckwear stats into flux. You got Marcus coming out with braids.
You have such a beautiful mind. I can just picture, like, your chalkboard at your house where it's just like, it makes no sense. He didn't wear the man bun last night.
Like, drawings of man buns and, like, ties. Like,
if they do not go, like, here's the secret to playoff success. You want to beat Cleveland? Kelly wears a man bun. Brad wears a tie. Jonas gets rid of this mask, which is clearly affecting his play.
Yeah.
His facial structure doesn't mean.
Is there a headband on or off with somebody that we should worry about?
So that's the other thing. So if and this is the only one I track with. If Brad has a tie, so Brad is like 21-6 with a tie. Kelly
got to have tie, Brad.
Kelly is like 20-11 or 21-11 with the bun. But when the two superpowers are combined,
oh my God,
it's like 20-6.
Wow.
So
okay, yeah,
and they can't wear those cursed black.
That's first place
uniforms in the playoffs. Those things are cursed.
No,
so the
we
Celtics
need Chris Sale to make an appearance at one of these games and cut them all up.
Like that in the parquet pride, just shred them.
Yeah.
So
please.
So the Celtics are basically the Warriors when Brad is fully clothed and Kelly is fully done up.
Someone had a great thing online. I was like, I can't understand why. Like the man bun thing, I can kind of understand. Like maybe there's something about the hair coming in your face and how he feels.
Right.
But like the tie thing, like why does that make any sense? Like does Brad coach better when he has a tie?
I think he's just more professional. He's more in the zone.
No. So someone brought this up. Someone said the players respect him more.
Okay.
It's like, hey, there's a dude with a tie.
That dude knows what he's talking about.
Yeah,
like I'm a schmuck right now.
And you're like,
I'm an absolute schmuck right now. Yeah, casual Wednesday. Everybody knows I don't wear.
Wednesday.
But the Celtics, I haven't worn a tie that often this year, and they're doing pretty well. So I'm doing it kind of for the Celtics at this point.
One tie. Everybody knows the rules.
One tie.
Wait, Chris.
Thank you.
We were discussing
ESPN.
Before we
that's an
finish
ESPN
it,
article. Look that up.
Just very quickly, we were discussing who should have made the All-Star team instead of Carmelo Anthony. I want your
anybody, like anyone.
Kelly in a man bun, I assume.
I mean, like that would be great.
Man bun Kelly.
I do think it would have been cool if the Celtics got a second person just based on the fact that they're number 2 team in the East. But like,
Raptors have 2, Cavs had 3.
Yeah, but like has Horford's play been enough? Like, you can make the case that Isaiah isn't putting up the gaudy numbers he does without Al out there. But like he didn't do it last season. There's a difference. He spreads the floor. He makes things easier for Isaiah. But I wish we'd gotten another month of Marcus Smart.
I was just gonna say that.
And then we
Marcus Smart with the late charge.
Like I would throw him in there.
Oh, he would make things interesting. He would bring defense back to that game.
How awesome would that be? Like that. What was it against the Nets last year where he dove on the floor to steal the ball? That when he was doing walking the dog up the court, Marcus would do something crazy and just like tackle somebody.
He would not make many friends during that game, I don't think.
Commit a flagrant 2 to stop a fast break.
Yeah,
whatever he's got to do.
The first ever ejection.
Like LeBron would legitimately not be able to be on the court at the same time because he would probably hurt his own teammate.
Sounds like we got a ringer in there to take care of things. Get out of here,
I actually think Melo is the right pick. A lot of drama involved. Love it.
See you, buddy. Well, that's it. That's exactly how the show is supposed to go. So for Jimmy, I'm Jared. By the way, my vote was for Bradley Beal to make the All-Star team.
Real quick, why?
Because, I mean, like I said in the first take that we had to delete before the lights went out again, Bradley Beal has been really almost as effective as John Wall has this year. Obviously, I do feel, and I think most people feel, that John Wall is the guy on the team. It's kind of like the dynamic they have in Toronto. Well, even though DeMar DeRozan's the big-time scorer, if you watch that team, you'll see that Kyle Lowry really is the guy that makes that team win. And I think that's not the same thing in Washington necessarily, but Bradley Beal deserves an incredible amount of credit for the way that they're playing. His game has elevated to an all-star level in the last month and a half, and they have gotten to that level.
Boring pick. That would pick. You know how many extra people would tune in and watch Bradley Beal? Like 10.
5.
The Melo pick is a business move by the NBA. Yep. I love it. It brings drama. It brings intrigue. It adds a whole extra dimension because he's been linked to some Celtics rumors, and now Brad Stevens will be coaching him over the weekend. And Isaiah Thomas, who knows? Maybe he's chirping in his ear. Not saying he is. Not saying he isn't. He's not a guy that's trying to actively have players on his team get traded, but he's always trying to improve the team. I think it's just another storyline that we can all be interested in. Bradley Beal having a great run with the Wizards, but I mean, let's be real. On a national level, that's a snoozer.
And for the record, Jabari Parker or Joel Embiid would have been the one that got it if those guys were healthy. Yeah. But obviously Parker's not going to be playing this year, so that's not going to happen. And, the one silver lining in the situation is that Brad Stevens will get a chance to coach Jimmy Butler and Carmelo Anthony this week.
It's going to be nuts.
And he'll get a chance to get up close and talk to them as much as he wants about whatever he wants. I'm not really sure that tampering really applies if you are coaching the guy technically.
He's just going to do his thing.
Yeah.
He's going to just lead by example.
He's going to talk in circles around.
Let Isaiah do all the
phrasing.
talking. Let Isaiah do all the talking and let Brad Stevens do all the walking.
Well, it worked on Al Horford. Let's see who it works on this time around. Maybe Giannis. That would be an interesting one, right?
That'd be ideal.
Celtics have to trade every single thing they possibly own and sell them the building for free to get Giannis. So that'll do it for us on the Garden Report. We will see you after the All-Star break. We will miss you. You might miss us, so you can follow this guy on
Twitter, Jimmy_Toscano.
And me at Jared Weiss
Instagram,
NBA.
Jimmy Zooms.
That's all right, Jimmy Zooms. I'm Jared Weiss NBA no matter what, except for my Snapchat, but you don't get to see that stuff. So I will see you after the All-Star break. Don't forget, ZipRecruiter.com/sportsfan, BlueApron.com/Garden Report. Please go there and use those because it allows us to keep the lights on when the Celtics lights goes off. It allows us to be able to get people like Chris Forsberg to invade our show because they know that we got sponsors and therefore we're pretty good at what we do. And it allowed us to buy these little mic flags here. It allows us to give you good content, to be able to travel to go to the Summer League, which is something we're working on, give you good content for soundtrack, to pay for licensing rights for Jimmy to hum.
Now.
Okay, well, I guess that's going to be it. We'll see you after the Oscars here on the Garden Report postgame show on CLNS Radio and Celtics Blog.